the previous class, we studied about the three equations of motion, and we also did the derivation of first and second equation of motion. So let us recall the three equations of motion. You know that first equation of motion is V is equal to U plus AT. Second equation is S is equal to UT plus half AT square. And third equation of motion is V square minus U square equal to 2AS. Now this first equation of motion is also called as velocity time relation. Second equation of motion is called as position time relation. And the third equation is called as position velocity relation. Now in these three equations, this V stands for final velocity, U initial velocity, A acceleration, T time, and S is the displacement or distance. Now in the previous classes we have studied about graphical representation of motion. Now let us recall few concepts from there. Now in a velocity time graph, which physical quantity is determined by the slope of the graph? Yes, you guessed it right. It is acceleration. Let me take up second simple question. Which physical quantity is determined by area under the graph? It is displacement. Now, using all these concepts, we are going to derive the third equation of motion. Now, since it is a graphical derivation of motion that is in our syllabus, so I'll write it as graphical derivation of third equation of motion. So we are going to derive graphically the third equation of motion. And you know what is third equation of motion? It is V square minus U square equal to 2AS. So we need to derive this. Now since it is a graphical derivation, so we need a graph for this. So let us consider a velocity time graph. Now this is my origin, right? On this axis, I'll take up T, and on this axis is velocity. So let us consider velocity time graph when the initial velocity of a body is not 0. Now when the initial velocity of a body is not 0, the graph will not start from origin. Rather, it will start somewhere on the velocity axis, as I have shown it from here. Now when I draw from here, that means initial velocity is not 0, it is something else. So this is a graph when the initial velocity is not 0. Now let me name the graph as AB. Now point A is the initial point. Now since it is the initial point, so let me consider that at point A the initial velocity be U, such that OA equal to U. The body undergoes uniform acceleration A from A to B, covering distance S in time T. Now when it reaches the final point B, it acquires a final velocity V. Now if I want to find out the time corresponding to the final point, I'll have to drop a perpendicular from here. Let me name this as C. Now at point B, the final velocity is V, such that BC equal to V. Right? So this is my introduction for graphical derivation of third equation of motion. I'll repeat. Let us consider velocity time graph when initial velocity of a body is not 0. Let at point A initial velocity be u, such that OA equal to u. The body undergoes uniform acceleration A in time t, covering distance s, and acquires final velocity v at point B, such that BC equal to V. Remember one thing in a graph. Graph will always be shown by a full line, and all the perpendiculars that you draw will be shown by a dotted line that differentiates between the graph and the perpendiculars. Alright, so now we move to the mathematical part of the derivation of third equation of motion. Now from this particular graph, we are going to find out displacement because we have the displacement term in it. So you know how we find out displacement. So I'll write displacement equal to area under the graph AB. That is the name of my graph. Now how do we find out area? Now you need to check what shape is it forming under the graph. Now if I take up, this is the shape. Now if you look at this shape, there are two parallel lines or parallel sides and two non-parallel sides. So it forms a trapezium. So I'll write area of trapezium OABC. That is the naming of my trapezium. Next we come to formula of area of trapezium. You must have done this in maths. So I have the formula half into sum of parallel sides into height. Alright. Now writing this formula in terms of the naming that I have done. So it becomes half into, which are the parallel sides? That is OA and BC. So I write OA plus BC. Now if these are the two parallel sides, then this becomes height. So into OC. Now writing this in terms of the symbols. You know displacement is represented by S. This is equal to half. What is OA here? That is U. What is BC? It is V. And this OC is T. Let this be equation number 1. Now if you look at this equation number 1 and the final equation that we have to derive, you will find that there is no T term in the final equation. That means we need to eliminate T from here. Now how do we eliminate that? In order to eliminate, we will use first equation of motion. So using first equation of motion, that is V equal to U plus AT. Now from here, I'll find out T. In order to find out T, I'll take this U to the other side. It becomes V minus U equal to AT. Further, I can take A on this side. So I get T equal to V minus U upon A. So I have found out T from here. Now putting this value of T in equation number 1. So putting this value of T in 1. Now when I do so, I'll put here S is equal to half U plus V. Instead of T, I'll write this now. So it is v minus u upon a. Okay. Further, I'll take this a on this side. So I get s equal to 1 by 2a. This is u plus v. I can write it as v plus u also because there is a positive sign. So if I interchange, it doesn't make any difference. Into v minus u. Now, if you look at this, it is a mathematical identity. V plus u into v minus u. That is a plus b into a minus b. And you have already studied in maths. A plus b into a minus b is equal to a square minus b square. Alright. So further I get over here, I can rewrite it as, I can take this 2a to the other side. So it becomes 2as equal to a plus b into a minus b. That gives me a square minus b square. So I get v square minus u square. Or I can rewrite it as v square minus u square equal to 2as. And this is what we had to derive, which was our third equation of motion. Right? I hope I have made clear to all of you the derivation of third equation of motion. Remember one thing, you have done the derivation in class 9th for the first time. So when you do a derivation, there are three things. First is the introduction, wherein you write about the symbols that you are going to use in the derivation in a statement form. Then there is a diagram or graph, whichever is applicable. And then comes the mathematical part of the derivation. Right? So, after this, we will be taking up numericals based on the three equations of motion. Now, when you take up the numericals based on the three equations of motion, there are certain points that you need to keep in mind. So, we are going to talk about those points because when you get the numerical, it is given in a statement form. So, from there you have to conclude and you have to write down. So, if I consider, now if in a numerical you are given that body starts from rest, right? If it is given that body starts from rest, that means u equal to 0. Okay, because it is starting from rest, there was no initial velocity. If in the numerical it is given body comes to rest after covering some distance, all right, or when brakes are applied, that means body has come to a stop position. That is its final point. So v equal to 0. The third thing, if it says body is moving with uniform velocity. Now, what do you mean by this? Body is moving with uniform velocity. Uniform velocity means there is no change in the velocity. So, if there is no change in the velocity, what do you conclude from here? That's right. It is a equal to 0. Right? So, these things will be given in a statement form in the numerical. You need to conclude from there and write down, because writing u equal to 0, v equal to 0 in a numerical carries marks, because that gives an idea that the concept is clear to you regarding initial and the final velocity. So in the next class we will be doing the numericals based on 3 equations of motion. So by that time you must practice all the derivations of 3 equations of motion. So thank you for now.